Welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversation Show with your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. It is Thursday, September 28th, 2023. Of course, we are in the land of the living. Could have been another way, but however, we are here tonight. Let somebody know we are live on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe is the name of the show. We are live also on Twitch and Twitter. Again, let somebody know that we are live tonight, right now, with these two young gentlemen that we will get to know in a minute. Again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. Proven over and over again almost 3 years ago when I started this show. As I always state, I have some of the dopest guests on this side of heaven. Tonight is no different than any other night. So let's get into this bio of these two wonderful guys. And yes, if you're asking, they are trouble.
I don't know about that, but
they are trouble. I wouldn't lie to you guys. I wouldn't lie. I'm telling you the truth. I promise you. One of them, it's been a long time coming to have this conversation with him, but he has always been around if I have questions or just doubting sometimes. You know, as humans, we do that. He'll always say, keep going, sis. Keep going. Don't worry about this and that. Just keep doing what you're doing. I feel like, I just need help. Just help me. That's all I get. Sis, you're doing good. Keep going. I promise you. Don't worry about
trouble to me.
You said what?
That don't sound like trouble to me.
He trouble. Just let you know. And the person, of course, I ain't even have to say anything because he started, you know how that go. He started hollering and I ain't even did nothing yet. I'm just saying.
I love the introduction.
So the first part, huh?
I love the introduction.
Just saying. Ultimate Human Performance is a camp school with a clothing division. We teach martial arts, fitness, it's OSHA, right? OSHA, construction, audio, video, and more. OHP Clothing Division produces its own clothing line and custom apparel for the average or corporate customer. We are one of the top sports suppliers in the world. Team OSM TV is a TV network with all different TV programming from exclusive interviews, technology, video gaming, TV series, films, music, news, sports, and entertainment updated on a daily basis. And the last of it all, Rashid's Survival and Fitness is a program by this young man to my left who built by OHP that delivery, martial arts, self-defense, the way it was taught from the ground up. Tonight, I want you to welcome Rashid, and he don't want me to say his government name, so
oh shoot,
JC. Welcome, you guys.
Thanks for having
us.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I got in trouble by putting his government name on the flyer.
I seen that.
He's like, all is well, but can you take my government name down? I'm like, sure, whatever you like, sir. Yeah, so
we'll talk about that later, but what you just said is my government name, so it really don't matter. Good.
As I stated, they are trouble. So we had a conversation about two weeks ago, and I was really shocked because, again, JC I've known for a minute now. And he was like, it's time, sis. Like, what you talking about? He's like, it's time for us to, talk about what we got going on. I'm like, can you interview? Like, are you talking about you want to interview me, or you trying to come on my show? First of all, I don't do interviews. I have conversations. He was like, yeah, this is what we got going on. And I'm like, okay. So we end up being on the phone for 2 hours, literally. And it was a great conversation, a segue into why they do what they do. One of the things that I stated on here was they definitely give back to our community. And that's very important, that Black positive men give back to the community to make sure that everyone not only is protected, but we have leadership, strong leadership to lead our children, our families, and to brother, actually, to make sure that we are accountable to each other. So again, thank you for even thinking of me to actually have this conversation with you guys. So again, thank you for that. So we're going to get into the divisions of what you guys do and why you do it. So, where do we want to start? So let's get into the reason behind OHP.
The clothing line?
Yes.
If you look at some of the things we do, it's about teaching, mental health, stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the saying they always say, when you look good, you do good?
Mm-hmm.
There you go right there.
Okay. So, what does your line consist of?
We do a lot of sports apparel. We do we customize anything, but we do a lot of sports apparel, a lot of school apparel. This is a Elizabeth, New Jersey shirt right here.
Mm-hmm.
We customize anything. We also have our own clothing line, so you'll see some Optimum Human Performance gear coming soon. If you need us, info at optimumhumanperformance.net. ShopOHP.com.
Gotta put that in there.
Got a lot coming. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Even got stuff for the ladies too. Hold up. I don't want to forget that. We got stuff for the ladies. We got gym gear. We got stuff for the kids. We kind of customize everything.
Okay. So we're starting from outside going in, inside going out. With if you look good, you feel good, you'll do good.
Right.
Right? So with a company to that, with the clothing line, the school, what was the reasoning to do the school?
Some of this we was already doing. He was been doing martial arts for
I've been
half his life.
You know, I mean, I've been doing martial arts since I was 3. So, officially teaching, I started teaching when I was like 18.
Mm-hmm.
But at one point, I kind of got discouraged a little bit, because I was losing a lot of like my students to pretty much street violence and stuff like that. And because it just doesn't, the thing is what people don't understand about like on this side, it just doesn't end, like the day doesn't end when a student leaves me. It doesn't begin with me neither. So the thing is that I can only do but so much, and I rely on the actual family to pretty much, it's like a partnership between us, and they just wasn't doing their side. So I shut it down for a while until my instructor told me that um, I can't go unknown, and I just can't vacate that whole position. I have to pretty much make some type of impact, and I got to be more proactive, and I got to get out there more. Like I literally started walking the streets, like snatching kids up to bring them to the school with their parents. So I mean, yeah, we've been doing this thing for a minute. And I mean, we literally was getting into fights when we first opened up the school in East Orange, New Jersey. We literally had to like clean up that whole block before we was able to put a school there that kids could be able to go there comfortably. So yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. He's been doing his side for a long time as well.
Yeah, if people go back and really look, and I tell people this all the time, I talk fast. I got that from my mother, but I don't talk jive. I just been doing a lot for a long time. People don't realize I really have these experiences. If you look back, I was doing clothes 10, 15 years ago. I could show you stuff musically with artists that's still in the game now that I did in 2003. So I've actually been doing a lot of this for a long time, and it's just now put together the way it is now. And I think we ready to show even the past. We got a lot of things coming on the past too. But as far as the school, some of the things we do, like the women's self defense clinics that we do. Um, for us, this mean the world to us. I tell people all the time when we was growing up, the women and kids was protected. And if you look at the generations now, not to say no girls was outside with us, but they was protected too. Whatever them guys was outside doing, the girls most likely wouldn't be involved. Now, it was a few girls involved. Those was the ones you can say they was kind of boy. I don't want to say boyish, but you could say they can go outside in the middle of the street and probably fight the guys. So, okay, we understand those. But the rest of the girls didn't belong outside doing what these guys was doing. So what you see nowadays is when something happens to these guys, it's happening to the females. Once that happens, what happens to our kids? Our kids walking the street with nobody, no direction, not getting taught. And you can honestly see if you look outside what's happening. So when it comes to that with us, it's like we got to get back to that. A lot of the things that was here for us, that was good for us, we changed everything. I say it's something I say all the time. When was cars made? Cars was made a long time ago. Though. It didn't change from a car. They just upgraded some parts, did some different things. And I just think that we just took everything that was good for us that we was actually taught, threw it in the garbage and keep saying, oh, it's a new world. Yeah, it is a new world. Everything didn't change. Cars are still here. It's going to electric car though. So, you know what I mean? I think that if we pay attention to some of the things that was there before, it's just saying they always say, if you don't know your past, how you gonna find your future? You got to know where you come from so you know where you're going. Everything that was there was not bad. You can't tell me that because look at us. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? We wouldn't be where we at. And then when you get older and you start to see what's going on now, it's like, nah, we got to do something about it. So we just been going around. And that's another thing about us that we've been doing this for years. People don't understand state to state. Even some of us across the country been going to the schools, talking to the kids, and really been in these neighborhoods doing it. So some of our programs, you will start to see even TV shows we doing around, especially with him and this Women's Self-Defense Conference. We actually looking for ladies that actually been through some things that's not afraid to talk about it. We building a show called "We Must Protect Our Women." That's the campaign for him. Um, and we going around city to city trying to teach these women how to protect themselves. Look what's going on outside. The seniors too. We teaching them too, and the
Yeah,
kids.
yeah. The seniors is the seniors are not excluded from the equation.
We see
Um,
more of that than anything nowadays.
yeah, it's actually seemed like to me they're getting more attacked out there, and they because of they're so because they a lot of them have not um changed, and there some of them are not actually afraid of change. But the thing is, they've been around for so long, they've seen the different changes in everything that's been going on. So they remember back in the day how they used to fight for things, and people used to stick together, and it's just not like that anymore. So the thing is that you have like um the 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 youth and violence has gotten a billion times worse since, like, let's go back to like the 50s, the 60s. Some of these guys were born earlier than that. Right now is at the pinnacle uh the violence is at its all-time peak right now, if you want to say, because no one is excluded. No one. I don't care if your kid is 2 years old. Like, I listen to a lot of the radio stations, and you hear 3, 4, 5, 6 year olds getting shot somewhere down the line. Um, Even if it's one person at a time, this type of things have to change. But at the same token, who's going to teach them, right? Who's going to teach them? I mean, I can remember as far as when I was growing up, I wasn't always uh, um, professionally trained, but I was always a fighter. But I get it from my mama because my mom was a fighter. So a lot of times she used to walk when we used to be walking to school. It used to be me and my five siblings. She used to be pointing at things. You see that? Look out for that. You see that? You don't want to go over that. That's trouble right there. You go away from that. Now they don't have that now. They don't have that now. So like, right, it's super important for um the parents to really step up and start being active in that in their children's life, because we're really going to be losing them pretty soon. We're really going to be losing them, and not for nothing. I mean, they're the teachers.
I seen this story, and I believe it was in Atlanta, and the kid had to be like 9 years old, and he committed suicide. Uh, was getting bullied in school, right? On the news channel, now it's the parents talking, and it's the mothers talking at this moment, right? The father sitting on side of her. And she said that she was crying. She was like, I didn't even teach him about bullying. You know what I mean? And not to just talk about her in this one situation, but I'm just trying to show you us as parents, we're not doing some of the things we need to do. I probably was 3 years old. My mother was already teaching me sticks and stones might break your bones, but words will never hurt you.
Yeah.
Some of us, see, that's the thing too. My brother just brought this to my attention. Uh, because a lot of us, and we just not talking about our culture, right? But some of us went to different schools with other cultures that actually witnessed at a young age um, the racism part, or being in a school with a whole different color and stuff like that. So it's like we got to teach these kids. You're going to hear certain things, but at the same time, that shouldn't stop you from what you're doing. You got to keep moving forward. So that's why I said a lot of our programs um, really mean something. Uh, you know how they say the village gone? No, it ain't. We sitting here teaching what we teaching. It can't be.
The village never leaves. It's just the people that's in it.
Actually, the people who actually say that word, that little phrase, the village is gone. You the one that just jumped out of the village. How about you get back in the village? Stop saying that. Get in and be a part of it. Let's just stop. We do too much of that nowadays. It's about talking.
Yeah.
That's what took me so long to get my interview because I don't talk. I don't be doing the talk. I don't do that.
Well, I'm glad you decided now is the time. If you go back to most of my shows, I talk about the village all the time because I know the village is what raised me to be who I am. Um, there are people who are still in my village, and the village continues to grow even though I'm grown. I realize that I can't do what I do without the village, without the people, period. Giving back to our community is very important. Um, I know that we talked of, church, your school, your family, your extended family, everybody cared about you. And that's the problem with our society. Unfortunately, we're very selfish.
Mm.
No one cares
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Um, it's they took out things that will better us as a person. Home ec, whether it's auto mechanics, uh, a trade, as we say, a
Right.
skill
Mm-hmm.
that even if you couldn't get it up here, you still got these.
That's another thing about our programs too. Um, I don't care what age or the beginner, the intermediate, or the advanced level you at. Uh, let's say coming out of high school, our programs. When you go coming out of high school, a lot of these programs don't put you in a position to where you can go out here and get a job. I would
Mm-hmm.
say like cosmetology was one you could do that, but our programs really give you something to go out here with. Even when we was young as boys, martial arts, boxing,
Yeah.
one of those is mandatory. Like you had to do one of them at one point. You might not have stayed in it for the rest of your life, but you had to touch one of them.
Yeah.
So now, even while we doing this, it's like a building process. That's why we here talking about it too. You're gonna see a lot of other interviews, even with people in different cities, like the recreation departments, maybe the mayors, because we got to teach the parents that these kids need to be at these programs. It's like a whole different story. It's like so, um, it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's going kind of good.
It's not easy. It's definitely not easy because you know what? One of the things that I found that makes what we do kind of hard as far as like um teaching, right? It makes it hard because you have some people that have egos and they don't want to put their egos to the side. They want to learn from you, but they don't want to put their egos to the side because uh, of probably personal reasons, or they just a person that just never asks anybody for anything.
Usually your friends, yeah,
Yeah,
the people around you,
yeah. Majority of people. I mean, and they would go to they wouldn't even. What sucks about that is because here you are standing right in front of their face, and you've been in front of them for the last umpteen years, and you have all the skill that they could possibly need and use in life, and then they will travel 4,000 miles away from you just to get a fourth, a third of what you of the knowledge that you know. So it's not as it's really not easy. It's very hard. It's very difficult. Plus, with the whole martial arts thing, you have people that's um I mean, you have everything out there on the internet right now, right?
Yeah.
So you have people saying, "Oh, that don't work," and that's fake, and this don't work, and that would never work on me. And me personally, to those type of individuals, I would say to them, I will make you a believer because what we do, it's in a modern day. It's made for modern day life, not 1,000 years ago. It's made in modern day life. It's made in self awareness, self confidence, and this what I teach is pretty much well tested, if you want to put it that way. So I mean, everybody can do it. You just have to have the confidence level to be willing. If you're willing, um, like my instructor used to tell me, he said, if it doesn't impress you, it won't stay with you.
Absolutely.
And uh, and then on the flip side of that, he would say, I ain't trying to impress you. So it's like he used to speak in different codes and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to impress anybody, but at the end of the day, we have a great program that we set out to. We pretty much giving this away in some sense. Um, I mean, it is a conversation. It is a negotiation, but we're pretty much giving it away because we really care about this situation that's being branded as bad right now.
I think I like there's twofold to it. I like the fact that it's community, two young black men who want to help, who um, who's trying to inject positivity in all areas, not just your city, not just New Jersey. Um, if and when it goes to the vision that was given to you, it'll go everywhere in the world because, again, it's needed. Um, Me, being of the age that I am, I grew up on watching Bruce Lee and all these different things. So I was the tomboy. So yes, in my neighborhood, um, I was the one that was fighting with the guys. I was the girl in the as we call it pop locking now, but breaking groups. Uh, the one female out of all these dudes. Um, and so I understand.
Yeah.
Again, there comes a time where somebody has to stand up. No, it's not easy being a trailblazer. Not at all. There are half who understand and believe, and then there's the ones I'm not saying prove, they'll get it later.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that we have to stop doing what we're doing because they don't understand.
Right.
Same thing with my show. It's okay. You'll get it later. Or when it's on another platform, who knows? At the end of the day, I can't stop because somebody needs to hear this. Somebody needs to know what we're providing. This is a conversation not only for our states, our the local, everybody, because at the end of the day, our kids are dying younger and younger. Um, there's the idea of, yeah, we don't have two parents in the home. I was fortunate to have two parents in the home. Even when my parents went to work, somebody in my neighborhood was always watching.
Right.
Always.
Right.
You didn't get away with nothing.
Right.
Not only that, you get the random pop-ups from grandma or aunties and uncles, and everybody was involved in your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody.
I
So
tell people this all the time.
huh?
I played basketball.
Yeah.
I used to be outside with 30, 40 people all the time. But it was either I was going to basketball practice or I had to fight every last one of them. And I'm pretty sure y'all know what I chose. You can't beat everybody. I went to
No.
basketball practice, but they were smart. Because
Yeah.
I could go around the corner and come back. They walked me to the door.
Yeah.
So I was
We
going
just
to back.
gotta
It's
show
different now.
constantly showing that positivity and protecting yourself, it works.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an advocate for guns or any violence necessarily. I'll beat you with my brain. I wanted to make sure that I'm not playing checkers. I'm playing chess.
Yeah.
So again, it was always, I have to beat you another way. It's not always going to be physical. I remember a guy on my block. He was a bully. He tried to bully everybody. And one particular day, we we're all outside playing, and he got mad because he lost in like frozen tag, something stupid. And he picked up a brick and hit my brother with it. I'm the oldest.
Mm.
So we ran in the house. My brother's bleeding. And before I could do anything, my mama looked at me and said, "You better handle it or I'm going to handle you."
I'm gonna say
So,
it again.
again,
We rep our women. I was raised by a single black woman.
so
They were strong women. They said
absolutely.
something. It wasn't no they call the school, please don't call my parents. Please do not call my mother. I thought she was a guy. She hit hard. I thought she took boxing training, to be honest with you.
My mom made sure that the role of the oldest will always be respected, whether you're a female or male. So I had to handle him, and he was older than me.
Yeah.
And not only that, as she says, my mom was the baby of 12. So when you knock down one, there's always witnesses.
Yeah.
So when I did that, nobody else bothered me or my family.
Yeah.
So now it's okay, we're all together, we're all, kumbaya, whatever. At the end of the day, and this is the same thing, the code of athletes. And I guess here, I don't know if this is in other states, but freshman Friday, they will always mess with freshmen. My brother, we all went to the same high school. So he was playing football. I'm already there. I played everything under the sun. And so my concern was making sure my brother made it home that evening. And so before I could say anything, the football team was protecting my brother. And so I never had any problems in high school with my brother because athletes stick with athletes.
Yeah, it's like it's like a fraternity.
Absolutely.
Somewhat like a fraternity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now your school is bringing in skills. It's also bringing in the whole look to make you feel good, to know that you have options. This is where sometimes our generation gets in trouble, thinking that you don't have options. Well, you have plenty of options. You just got to talk. Open up your mouth. Nobody can read your brain. That's not what I do for a living. So how am I supposed to know you need help?
Right.
Unless you say something.
Right. Some people go a long time without.
I get it.
They go a long time without actually expressing that they need help, or that's because a lot of people are stuck in their shell, in their little bubble. So it's not easy to get that out of them. I always like when I'm teaching people, especially like kids. I always I try to pay very, very big attention, because when you're teaching kids are so truthful with almost everything they do. When you're teaching them certain things, you can sit back and you can watch them. And I watch, and I might teach something, and then I might sit back and watch everybody doing it, and I can see who's having problems and who's not. But the ones that kind of like shuffle themselves off to the side and want to kind of stick to themselves away from the class, I worry about them, because those are ones that those are not the talkers. Those are the ones that won't ask for help. And then if something's bothering them, you won't know it. And then those are the ones that you really have to pay close attention to, because they erupt after a while. And that worries me sometimes. It definitely worries me sometimes. So like I try to really be like 100% active with them, and so they can get comfortable enough. And it's the same exact thing, because when you see what a kid do, adults do the same exact thing.
Absolutely.
So getting a person to actually tell you hey, listen, I don't mean to bother you, or they say, well, I don't normally ask people for help because I usually take care of it on my own. But what happens when you can't take care of it on your own anymore?
And then there's another side to it too that we doing. Uh, that you always talk about that I always say, and it's this word I can't. we if we listen to our words, right? We got to listen to ourselves. I know it sounds crazy, but we need to listen to ourselves. We're teaching these kids they can't do this stuff. They
Yeah.
can't do nothing. You every word, every other word is I can't, and with inside the women's self defense classes and stuff, that was one of the things we had to work on with the women. Because what women don't understand is from the hip down, women are stronger than men. Women have babies, we don't.
Lucky you.
So y'all hips is stronger than ours. So if you actually listen to what he's saying, um, we got part of the camp up in West Milford, New Jersey. With our partner, he a councilman up there, Dave Martison, and the mayor was at one of the self defense things we was doing, and she asked a specific question because that's what I do like about what he do. He don't just teach you; he lets you put yourself in a situation so that he can show you how to deal with the situation. So she was like, "What if somebody was trying to choke us, on top of us, trying to rape us or whatever? What do we do?" So he started showing them what to do. And then a lot of the women inside of that particular class have, oh, I can't do that. He a man. Or she a big woman. I can't do that. But the minute they got down there and did exactly what he said, they was almost throwing girls out the ring. And the next thing you know, excuse us, I got to put a disclaimer out there right now. All right. To the men, I apologize because women. That's all they talk about. Can I bring my man so I can try this out on him? And so I apologize. Well, you can talk to him because I don't teach that class. But
Can't talk to me.
yeah, that's all they want to do is try it on their men. But
Can't talk.
A lot of the things we do is that's another thing we got to touch on too. Mental health. We didn't talk about that. We have mental health programs inside of there. Us, a lot in our culture, we don't talk about that. We, especially as men, we scared to admit that we don't know. It's a fear we got inside of us to succeed. A lot of times that's like I said. That's why I don't do the talking because I'm usually working.
Yeah.
I already know most of the time when I'm talking, you ain't gonna believe me. But I bet you I can show you. So, that's a lot what we doing now. You'll see documentaries on this from us doing this for years. And it's a TV show we got with one of your good friends called OG, Operation Generation. Y'all see the trailer probably in the next 2 weeks. Main event from Man One.
He's actually on here right now.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Maine. Maine, what's going
Hi.
on?
That's my heart right there.
Me and him alone, and let's just talk about him alone. Maine have been all across the world.
Yes.
I'm talking about Venezuela, places they wouldn't even invite people to the games. They wouldn't even tell people, no, don't come out there to that game. But they out here in these neighborhoods talking to these kids, teaching them how to become men.
Yeah.
So even Operation Generation, you would see us going around state to state, city to city, country to country, talking to the kids, teaching them how to play basketball, martial arts. We got all of that coming soon.
I mean, when I first seen main on the basketball videos and stuff like that, the and one and everything, he was like he was a superhero to me because he was from our area,
Yeah.
and he never forgot that.
Nope.
So now, being in the same organization he's in, and seeing and hearing him going to these places and talking to the kids, and he's putting in that work, it makes it even more of a I'm more actually more appreciative of his work, because I just don't see the basketball aspect of it, and I think that's what some people get that kind of wrong, because they forget that he's still human.
Yeah.
You know,
The thing with Maine also is, I've said this several times. Until we make it happen, Mr. Wally, we have not met in person yet.
Hmm.
And from the time I met him in 2020, I believe it was, he believed in me and he didn't know me.
That's
Um,
his character.
yeah,
I've done almost 300, if not more, shows. And I want to say a big portion of the people that I've had a guest on my show came recommended from Wally. Um, when he believes in you, he will move heaven and hell for you if he can.
mm-hmm.
Um, One thing about this platform is I'm interested in the whole you, not what I know you for. So to keeping it real is easy because we're talking about you. You might not get this conversation or this type of conversation off of ESPN or CNN or any of that, because they're
Right.
going to only go for what they know you for. I'm
Right.
interested
Well,
in the whole person.
I'm glad you said that, right? I'm glad you said that because this is another reason why, and I'm kind of upset at myself for not talking a lot before too. And I'm just talking about Maine right now, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad that you made the point you made, but let's just talk about basketball because the realization of the things that happen don't get seen right. These documentaries and these stories, the real story in the matter is not getting told in certain areas. And you can use Maine, but you can talk about all the players too, right? Um, I was a basketball player, and this is how I look. This is take me out of knowing Maine. This is how me as a basketball player looked at that, right? I came up behind him. So the story that need to be told is never give up because Maine didn't go to the NBA. He was talented enough. When we come out with his documentary, you're gonna see he got like a Jordan like type story, and that's not just me saying this. A lot of people could talk about him, the celebrities, the Rucker. The man did a lot, but the story is most of the time back then when we got hurt, we thought it was over. We quit, or we didn't make it to the NBA. We quit. They went and started their own league. I get tired of these people not understanding these stories. These stories need to be told the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one was the company, but if you look at it, and this story will be told, and I'll show you and prove this to you. There is no and one as big as it became without the culture, without them players. This stuff need to be told right. 2007, we went on tour 2007. Let me tell you something people don't realize. We went on 2007. We went on tour. We did a uh 30 city 3 month tour called the Ball for Real tour. You can look this up, but we got documentary coming soon on this. Um, and one went on tour in 2007 also. But if you look at the Ball for Real tour, you look at and one crowd, you can see the difference. It doesn't become that big without the culture, including if Vince Carter and them, Marbury, don't wear the shirts, don't wear the sneakers. Do that company become who they is? So all I'm saying is we need these stories to come out the right way because it's deeper than what y'all seen,
Yes.
deeper than what about basketball. So yeah, these programs we not only teaching what we teaching, we also teaching this our history and the struggle that we went through to get to this point.
So, I mean, with that being said, right? I get on um I gotta do
I
it.
know where you're going.
I
Yeah,
gotta do
I
it.
know where you're going.
And because it's public, this is a good platform to even do it on, because now, I'm not being heated, but so, you know, when this whole program was put together, um, it started out pretty small. I mean, we're small. We're not really that big. I don't think. I mean, but the drive, right? That that's being pushed, that locomotive that doesn't run out of diesel fuel, that keeps going. Um, I have my moments, right? But the thing is that um, it's always in a partnership, right? It's always that one person be like, "Yo, man, don't worry, man. We got to go do this. We got to do that. Don't worry, but we're gonna have this. We're gonna have that." And it's always a person that is not seen
Mm-hmm.
to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So the person on my side that's really not seen is JC. So a lot of times I try to tell him, "Hey, man, listen. Sometimes you gotta take the credit, man, because we're a partnership, and then we do good. You do good. I do good. Everybody do good." And he has this thing is it's not I. But sometimes, right? There's sometimes, and I don't know. I think I'm a decent player in this game, but just sometimes, just sometimes, a person got to take their flowers when it's given to them.
Mm-hmm.
And we always get into a like a 5 minute debate with it and everything like that. But he really has to understand is that part of this team without him, this really don't work. It don't happen because of his drive and his ambition. He when we hooked up, right? He had a saying, and I used to think he was crazy. He said, "Yo, when you get up in the morning and go to work, I'm working. When you eating, I'm working. When you on break, I'm working. When you go do your activities, I'm working. When you sleep, I'm working." The man don't sleep.
Now
Like
that I believe.
he's like he's almost a freaking robot. After a while, you got to charge the battery, right, on your phone. Well, majority of us wait till our batteries on our phone gets all the way down to like 5%. Me, I usually wait to like 2% to charge my phone. This is him. He does the same. It's him, and sometimes I tell him, "Hey, listen, man, we doing good. We all right. Um, you need to just take a break." He was like, "Man, nah." This guy was in this. He was in the hospital. Quick story. He was in the hospital. He had a
I don't
situation.
approve these messages.
He had a situation. He come home, right? Doctor tell him, "Look, you pretty much be on bed rest. We don't want you getting up. We don't want you doing yada yada yada, right?" So I come over here and he's in a bed, but he has like the whole setup around his bed, the computers, the headset, the phone here. He got everything set up. And I'm saying to myself, bro, like the whole part of resting is to not do anything. He just can't do it. Like it causes him to have extremely bad anxiety from not doing anything. So
I get it though.
We
you know,
gonna get this work done. That's all it is. We gonna get this work done.
yeah.
A lot
Yeah,
of people ain't
when
about to
you
finish product.
believe in something so strong, you just have to keep doing it, even when you don't get the pat on the back. If people don't get it, whatever. Like I said, even with when I met Maine and I told Maine that I wanted to take my show from just Facebook Live to podcasting, I had no training. I had nothing. He said, "I'm gonna hook you up with my boy. You can ask him." Any of your questions. This is same homeboy that was with me when we were on tour. You can ask him anything. Okay. So if you get the stamp of approval, yes, the good thing about Wiley, he's very humble. He's appreciative. We talked several times about even my life. I even had Maine take over my show, and he actually had conversations with me about me. No one has done that. Mm-hmm. No one. I kept thinking, like, do anybody care about me? And he was like, yo, that would be dope. You know how you talk. Yo, that would be so dope if I take over your show and just, ask questions of why you do what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have conversations. And like I said, when I first started, there were things I didn't know. And JC would answer me when he got a chance, because it wasn't immediate. But he'll be like, yo, yeah, I was busy doing such and such, but what's up? You want me to call you? Okay, I'll call you. I got a few minutes. And we would talk about where I was trying to go, what other people were telling me. He was like, you don't need all that. Just stay right here until the time comes. And I'm like, okay, well, when is the time coming? Year 1 went by, year 2 went by. And he's like, look at you. You didn't upgrade it, and you do this, you do that. And I'd be like, man, I didn't know. He was like, I told you, just keep working, and it's going to pay off for you. And again, I'm totally appreciative of you guys' story. One of those conversations we had a couple of weeks ago of women coming forth, of those who have been traumatized by things that have happened to them in their life. Where there's rape, being abused, whatever it is, I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. Even to the point of suicidal attempts. Been there, done that. And then the conversation comes into, see, this is why we need self-defense. This is why we need self-confidence. This is why we need this, and this, because that would have never happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
Look, yep. we right now, right?
I like you because you don't forget nothing.
I sure don't.
That's why I started laughing when she said our conversation.
You don't forget nothing.
But right now we got we in Linden, New Jersey, on Mondays, Union, New Jersey on Thursdays, and right now we talking to Elizabeth. We finalizing that. We'll be there Tuesdays and Wednesdays. When I see, a lot of us going through some of the things that we go through, and how knowing how we are, it'd be hard a lot of times to get that help because we kind of was taught to stay shielded. It was like that was a weakness. So I just think that, some of the teachings and some of the stuff that needs to be in place, like I was talking about the mental health. Let's go there, because somebody you interviewed too is a part of the mentoring and counseling program. And my boy Eugene Napoleon, Mr. Nat, he got a project called the Legacy Project, and he built that around, comes from his mom. We got other interviews we about to do a sit down where we're going to explain and talk about us and what made us build these programs. And but that particular person will be talking about their area, and stuff like that. But we won't talk about our mental health. We'll be going through something and think we know what we're doing, and just won't talk about it. Ain't even learned enough. Then nowadays it's the drugs. I tell people all the time, if you a person that thought slow and now you want to go smoke, well, you just made yourself think slower. Like, you know what I mean? You got to start thinking about what we doing nowadays. We don't be paying attention. So I just think we need to do a little bit better. And I think a lot of our programs can help in a lot of different areas.
I think also, just to piggyback off what you're saying, a lot of times in my younger age, we thought mental illness looked a certain way.
Right.
It was painted this picture that you had to be on a yellow bus with a helmet, slobbing, and all of this stuff. Well, that has nothing to do with nothing.
Right, right,
Here in Michigan, they don't have a lot of, if any, mental health, mental illness institutions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then it was more and more where we get out of the mindset that mental illness has a look.
right.
That's where you messing up at. He could be fine as all outdoors and still messed up, or she can
Yeah.
still messed up. Whatever it is, whether they served in the military, whether it was drama and trauma that was happening in their family and they didn't express themselves, or um, there were touches of schizo and all these different things that was in the bloodline. Who knows? But again, these conversations have to be had. Things we have to pay attention to. One, we talked about this before. Alcohol is definitely abusive. Very abusive. I had an uncle who was definitely alcoholic. He was so bad with it that he wasn't allowed to be around us because he was so violent.
Mm.
He was drinking the like scope and uh perfume bottles because he was so gone on alcohol.
Yeah.
I remember seeing these things, and he wasn't allowed to be in my grandma's house because we didn't know what he was going to do. There's the moment of a person that you love and they're an alcoholic, and you can't strongly say they won't do nothing to you, because when they drink, they're a rage drinker. You become like the girl down the street.
Well, I mean, uh, really, what that is it just it's really showing them as a person, but they're using an influence to bring it out. Because majority of the time, some people are that have some type of substance abuse. Um, they either quiet during when they're not on whatever they're on, or they're sick. But once they get whatever they get, it becomes like uh, they become like a super person of themselves. But within that core is rotten, and it just brings out the nasty part of them that they really want to be, but they don't, you know, they don't display that on a regular basis unless they're influenced by that whatever they're on. Um,
So do y'all have um the option yet, even if you couldn't come to certain states, if you did like a virtual class, where this woman is in her home and like on Zoom or something like this, where they are taking your self-defense class, but they're not in front of you?
You will be able to do all of that real soon. Uh, I'm behind the scenes putting that all together right now, where the online classes will be up, and you can take the online classes as well in person. And yes, we will be in every state in a matter of time. You know, it's going to take a little time. A lot of states out there, because we are going from city to city. New Jersey is the home, so you know we can cover ground right here. So we just right here at the moment, but some of us will be on tours and in different locations real soon.
Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. My feet is woo. Um, we talked about the clothing line. We talked. Let's get into the actual network.
Timo SM TV.
They be you.
Uh, let's just say this. Early in my career, you know, I was doing music and DJing, and I started dealing with the artists. And at the time, the budgets wasn't there all the time. They needed videos and stuff like that. So by the time I waited till I had the money or somebody else came and did it, I learned how to do it and realized this all is the same thing. It's all a part of it. The music got me videos. So it was just like it made sense. And being the type of person I was, how I learned, um, I started doing production. But then trying to, you know, monetize on the internet and everything, these other networks and websites, they're not paying us how they should. So I created a network uh, so that we can get paid like we should. And we can tell the stories that we need to be telling the way we need to be telling, not controlled or edited out. And you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
some of the messages that we talking about is very important. So I just built a network, um, you know, for us to put out our own stuff. You know, sort of like BT, all the rest. I say all the time, just like in Netflix, we just do a little bit more. But you know, Netflix is the way to go, and it's going to take us time to even get on that type of level. So we just built our own network for people to come watch our stuff.
I know that to be true because I told May when I think the first time we were on, I was like, they depicted you like you had an attitude, like you was always mean. And he was like, yeah, they didn't show the before conversation of what happened or whatever, or they would cut stuff out. And he was like, this time around, in the lesson learned, we're not doing that. It's gonna be, you know, totally real. And I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for Blacktop. Um, it's time. It's time for us to get our power back. It's time to get our culture back. We ain't waiting on nobody else. So they,
After COVID, everything got messed up. So it's hard for them too. So it being hard for them, and you coming to them asking them for money,
Yeah.
uh,
all is
I
well.
think we're gonna be waiting. I just ain't the one to keep waiting.
One thing about it, we'll always have the audience we need when we need it. Those who will see will invest. Those who later will see will invest. Right now is always before God as far as um, Him fueling the vision He gave you and making it happen. Period. No worries. None whatsoever. You'll start seeing more people want to get involved in what you're doing. Um, it's just amazing how it happens. Um, Again, you never know who's in your circle. It's waiting on an opportunity. Literally, you one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. Proven over and over and over again, even for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we talked about that. We talked about the clothing line. We talked about martial arts. What is a balanced life for you guys? Well, we know JC ain't got one, so
My life balance. I get to work. That's what it is. It's balance.
Yeah, I mean, we work so much, like on on
so are
everything.
you saying you need a balanced life?
Um, well, let's just say this.
It takes
Um,
sacrifice. I'll say that.
we're balanced in each in different ways, but the thing is, what actually help us balance each other out in our life period is like JC has. I love JC's family. Like his family is like my family, and um, my family as well. It's just that um, we got so used to push, 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 and I know well.
You need fun time. You need downtime for a minute, even if it's a
Yeah,
couple of hours.
but see, the thing is right. The the part about being comfortable enough to have that fun, right? Um, you're never comfortable.
My computer usually there with me at that time.
So like we could have
Downtime.
so
What's
we
that?
could literally have like a cookout or something like that, and business is still being done. So I mean, he might get yelled at for that, but
Don't get me wrong.
we do have
I
fun.
make time for that. It should be some more time towards that. I can't lie. Uh, but there's a couple things I do know at the same time inside that, and is the more time you take to do what you need to do, the further you pushing yourself away from it. So you start. It's about consistency, right? I say this all the time, right? If me and you driving to the same place and we start at the same time, but you use your brake and I don't, who get there faster? Even though you driving faster than me, you doing 100, I'm doing 70. Who get there faster?
I get it.
So that means you know what I'm doing on vacation. I mean, if it's a deal to be made, it's a deal to be made.
It's very, very few times where a person say, we just gonna go do this and we're not gonna just no business is being done. We're not gonna talk about martial arts, we're not gonna talk about OSM, we're not gonna talk about none of this stuff.
No, you about to get me in trouble now. Big shout out to Naya. Yes, we do. When we at them
Oh,
tables,
highlight.
they're not watching right now. When we at them tables, we don't talk about business, Naya. We're not working.
Yeah.
We're talking about what we're doing at that event. Please don't do that. Get me in trouble. Nap, I know you laughing if you're watching this.
Just work on it. Is even if it's for a moment. Sometimes we really have to step away for a second.
That's why I said don't take it literally, because even when I'm working, I gotta walk away. You can't do this and be in front of the computers, the lights, messing with your eyes, and I walk away. I walk away. Don't.
I'm
But at the
just
same
making
time,
sure.
don't mean what he trying to say is I ain't walked too far. I might have went around the corner, but I came back around the corner.
I mean, we have fun while we're working, and we do have time that we step away, but the time that we step away is really not that much. If that
I
makes
get
sense.
it. Just work harder.
I mean, you still have to, because I mean, at the end of the day, I know that I don't need to be comfortable, but I need to make everybody else comfortable. Right?
I get it. Just work on it. Period. I don't care what all you just
We
said.
workers, we hard workers.
I'm gonna be working on it when I'm working on it. I got you.
I told y'all from jump he was trouble.
Hey man, we got. I mean, y'all see what happened during COVID, right? It messed everything up. We got to get back in place. I've been working at this for a long time. You know, this don't happen overnight. So if my dedication wasn't what it is, and we keep talking about that specific dedication, would it be what it is right now if that wasn't what it is?
I'm not gonna answer you.
I
I
know.
said what I said.
It's a double-edged sword. It's just a double-edged sword. I get what you're saying. Don't let them fool you that I don't do that. I let the family he talking about tell you the same thing. That's just like saying they don't never see me. My kids, like,
I
nah.
get it. I just said work on it.
Yeah, I got you.
You
I'm
sure?
working on it. I told you I'm working on it while I'm working on it. I got
I
you.
get it.
Yeah.
We trouble.
Did,
She said we stuck.
She's the troublemaker.
no,
But
I'm
she
not.
said what she said.
Yeah,
Work on
Just-
but I
I
did
said-
want to mention there's a program that I didn't talk about that I do want to mention, which is our construction program.
Yeah.
That's taught by Amir Il Bey, who's also a pastor. But that specific person is another one. I need y'all to look at his license and his resumes. That's licensed to do up to 20 stories. A lot of them buildings, he got about 80 projects under his belt already. A lot of them tall buildings in New York that these people see is actually the work of our mayor. He licensed to the point you have to come through him to go get everything else done. You need a person that you got the man that kind of put the dots, and that's who that is. So we got the OSHA, do the 30-hour, the 40-hour. That also you'll be able to register that online, and classes coming to a city near you. But inside that program, you also got construction math, blueprint reading, maintenance, power tools. So, like I said, a lot of our programs you will really get something out of. It ain't just you're here and you're not paying attention, and no, you're gonna get this work. Like
we all gonna get this
said,
work.
you're gonna get this work.
We all gonna get this work, and we gonna work on having a balanced life.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that. Why we working?
Or
I told you, I'm gonna work on it.
Or else.
I got
Now,
you.
you don't want to find the else out. I'm
I
just
got
saying.
I got you. Shit.
I don't know.
When the cookout, we relaxing, right? At the cookout, what I'm usually doing.
Working.
See? Anywho.
But we at the cookout though.
I mean, we amongst friends and family.
We chilling.
So it's really a chill time, but
See?
just so happened business comes up.
Not even
Not
business.
like-
I'm usually on the grill.
It just so happened.
All right. So I do have some church announcements
Okay.
to make, and then you have the last words, and then and only then will you be released.
And look,
Troublemaker.
trouble.
No, it's called freckles. You got freckles?
Yeah,
You got freckles?
I haven't.
I know you do. You
You
got
can see it?
freckles? Yeah, I definitely see yours.
How y'all get me on
They
camera?
see you got freckles.
How y'all get me on
Thank
camera?
What you mean?
Who drugged me?
I
I just thought about I did this interview. I was just like, how y'all get me on camera?
It's me. Duh.
Yeah, I hear you.
Whew. If only if I had a wig on, I would have snatched it off. But however,
It ain't that bad. I wasn't that bad. I just don't. I'm behind the camera most of the time. I don't do in front of the camera.
I'm privileged that you decided to come from behind the camera and get in front of it.
I
I must put this on my calendar.
He's never in front of the camera. I'm gonna put it on my calendar.
Listen. I take it.
I wish y'all stop it. See, that's another thing people don't realize.
Because he watches.
Go back. Hold up. Because I'll be hearing a lot of people talking, even these podcast people. You just ain't see me out front. But if you go back, go on YouTube and you type in Team Horson TV and you look back, you will see me interviewing people. Redman, I didn't want to say that, Mr. Marcus. It's interviews up there. I just like behind the camera better.
It's okay. I get it.
So don't act like I haven't. I ain't a social media person.
He's actually put other people.
That's why it's called behind the scenes, right? That's what it's called, behind the scenes, right? Behind this, I'm way in the back. I'm behind the behind. You don't need to see me for what? I ain't looking for the glory. I'm going to get this work.
I said okay 50 million times.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
And I air hugged you. It's okay. Pow. Church announcements. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
You sure?
I ain't sure.
Mm, I don't know about you. Anywho, so last October, dang, it's almost a year. Wow. I was able to produce my first book by
Wow, that's
myself. The
congratulations.
Blueprint God's Design. It is on Amazon. You can put the name of the book in, my name, or put in the code. So go support. Also, I can't say that this conversation has been sponsored by Blacktop Streetball Association main events. BTSBA.com. Please go to their website, see what they got going on, what's coming up. I'm super, super excited about them. And I'll talk about something later in a minute. If you want to continue to keep the lights on here at my house, you can donate at Cash App at Sunshine Camila, Kamilah. That is how you really spell my name. So again, thank you in advance for that. My friend Alita Cotton, AC's Teas, 313-380-0321. She does some of the best ginger and turmeric tea on this side of heaven. Oh my goodness. Please support her. She is on Facebook at AYECEE. Of course, all these businesses that I'm talking about is Black owned. Waffle Cafe Detroit, my friend Larry Phillips, we call him Book, has his Waffle House. I was just there Saturday, and oh my goodness. Mm, mm, mm. Some of the best food Monday through Friday, 8 a.m., 4 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Their new brunch, and you have to make reservations on Sundays from 11 to 4, 18685 Livernois, Detroit. Phone number 313-739-6308. Alpha and Omega. Natural products for your hair. Got me to my natural curls. My hair was longer, but I did cut it. Again, alpha and omega naturals.com. My mom hair had completely fell out. And within 6 weeks, my mom hair was filling back in with Alpha and Omega Naturals. Alpha's hair is literally halfway down her back off of her own products. So again, it works. And last but not least, the actress. That is me. I will be in a stage play this October, Sweetest Day weekend. He's fine, but is he saved? Saturday, Sunday, October 21st, 22nd at 7 p.m. at the Henry Ford Civic Center. You have till Monday, and the prices go up on the tickets. So right now, general admission is $45. VIP is $65. So again, we have Brother Man from the 5th floor from Martin. We have Joshua Rogers, who won Sunday's Best season 5, and I have a duet with him. Also, we have Jewel Tankard will also be, and then some of the best local talent here in the city of Detroit. You don't want to miss it. Again, thank you for listening to the church announcement. Of course, always govern yourself accordingly. You know how we do. So, the troublemakers for the evening.
I ain't no troublemaker.
Do you have any last words?
Remember, we shape your mind as well as your body and make you look good doing it. ShopOHP.com. That's the store. Y'all go get y'all some apparel. If you want custom apparel, ShopOHP.com. As far as the school itself, you can hit up OptimumHumanPerformance.net. That's OptimumHumanPerformance.net. And for the TV network, it's TeamOSMTV.com. TeamOSMTV.com.
Is that what you said?
ShopOHP.com. Go get you some gear. Go get you some gear. We shape your mind, your body, and make you look good doing it.
Great. It was something. There's a lot of people in here
Big
saying
shout
great
out to all the
things.
rest of our trainers too. Roski and Dash, the fitness and MMA. Uh, we got more programs coming.
So again, I will be back here tomorrow for a special edition with Street Ball to Pro, Coach Ashley Robinson, and Ballaholic, real name Cordell Butler, will be here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. I'm so excited again to hook up with another set of Black men to talk about positivity and trying to change culture and getting us employed, and the list can go on and on and on. But again, this was also recommended by Main Event. So
Man, what up, man?
that is my heart right there. I can't wait to meet him in person. I'll probably cry and do all that wonderful things. But anyway,
I can't wait to meet him too. We got a lot of work to do. Tell him I said that. That message is approved by me.
Stated from Trouble, number 1.
I don't know.
So again, this has been a wonderful conversation. I'm looking forward to working with you guys on the things that you have coming up. Again, if you need me for anything, I'm always a phone call away, inbox away, whatever you want to call it, away. And I will be back on Friday tomorrow.
Friday? Yeah, tomorrow Friday. Thank you for the interview. I appreciate it.
The what?
I said thank you for the interview. I appreciate it. We showing our appreciation.
Wait, no.
Make sure y'all go.
Thank you for the conversation.
Come on, now see that's what I'm talking about.
Thank you for the conversation. Appreciate for you having us on your show, inviting us.
And he still don't get it. He looking lost.
He do. I didn't see that one though.
Hey man, I got a lot of tricks in the bag, man. ShopOHP.com. That's all I can say.
This one I didn't see it. I'm here around.
We shape your mind, body, and make you look good doing it.
That definitely was good.
Well, you guys, I bid you adieu. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and
Thank
no
you.
more working.
Take care of your feet.
I am. We'll talk off camera about that. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. with Ashley Robinson and Ballaholic. So again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny, proven over and over again since we started this show. Again, I love y'all. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you on tomorrow. Peace.
Thank you.